on the 25th of February 2021, I uploaded my predictions for an upcoming F1 season that no one could have predicted the excitement it would behold. Now that, as every F1 YouTuber likes to say, the dust has settled, the curtains have closed on what has been an absolutely phenomenal season, the best of the four I've ever watched. We've got our winners, we've got our losers, and this is a look at if I predicted who they would be. First of all, Constructors' Championship, and straight off the bat, let's go with the first two I got correct. Mercedes and Red Bull, first and second, nailed it. 1-2, 2 out of 2. It is only downhill from here. With McLaren and Ferrari, I said McLaren third, they came fourth. I said Ferrari fourth, they came third. So a straight swap. I predicted McLaren would have a strong season. They did have a strong season. Up until the end, they were doing very well. Lando had the season of his life, arguably driver of the year, but he'd done a lot of good things. Ricciardo couldn't follow him. Ferrari had an extremely balanced pairing, an amazing partnership between Leclerc and Sainz, and 2022 looks like a good year for Ferrari in the making. McLaren, however, are going to have to improve a lot if they're going to tag along behind them, or maybe go ahead, but I don't think that's going to happen for the Papaya boys. Fifth is a travesty, an absolute travesty. I said Aston Martin. Lots of people got that wrong, okay? Lots of people thought Aston Martin were going to be quick. Racing Point were quick. Aston Martin are basically Racing Point. Turns out that's not true. I said fifth, they came seventh. The midfield battle was tight, but Aston Martin never really looked there. Vettel got a podium. Stroll, did he even get a top 19 finish? I can't be certain of it, but Stroll was invisible, absolutely invisible. I think there was a stat that he didn't get a single top 5. Could be wrong, but I think that's true. I don't think Stroll got a single top 5. Devastating season for them. More devastating for me to predict them so high and them to do so low. I'm so disappointed in you, Otmar. He's gone, obviously, so good riddance. Kidding, he looked like a nice guy, but I think it was the right decision. I know it might be a bit controversial. He's a great team principal, but they needed a change there for them to now set up a good 2022 season. They needed the change. They needed the boost, the bounce into 2022. Moving on to the rest of the midfield. Fifth, I said Aston Martin. We know, wrong, very, very wrong. Sixth, I said Alpine. They came fifth, so that was only, one difference. They did better than I thought. Fair play, Alpine. El Plan worked amazingly. Alonso was much better than I thought he would do. Ocon, well, you'll see in a minute, he's about exactly where I thought he would do. Overall, I think that's a very decent season. Alpine were kind of best of the rest of the rest, because technically Ferrari were best of the rest, but McLaren and Ferrari were a step ahead of that midfield. They were kind of in between the two. They were always better than Alpine, but they just weren't as good as Red Bull and Mercedes. So good season for Alpine. How much improvement are they going to make into 2022? It's an exciting year. AlphaTauri finished 6th, and I said 7th. Again, it's just the fact that Aston Martin, I expected so much from them, and they didn't deliver that. So my whole 5th and 6th have just been shifted backwards. The real life 5th and 6th was just, for me, shifted back to 6th and 7th. Into the bottom 3, there's still no more corrects until the bottom, because I said Alfa Romeo 8th and Williams 9th. Nothing really to say here. Williams 8th, Alfa Romeo 9th. So why did Williams have to be decent at some points? It was in their game plan. They smashed exactly what they said their car was going to do. Some tracks it would be a donkey. Some tracks it was a donkey. Some tracks it was going to be quick. It was going to be point contending. And some tracks it was point contending. Hungary they were rapid. Belgium they were rapid. I know that wasn't really a real race, but George had to do that in qualifying, and that is a lot of driver skill. But they knew they had the driver to do it, and they delivered a car that he could. Not consistently, the opposite, whatever unconsistently, that's the word. I was going to say whatever the opposite of consistently is. And that's quite an easy one. You just whack "un" in front of it. So, unconsistently quick, the Williams was. And that was all they needed to beat Alfa Romeo, who, maybe the most boring season of any. Like, at least Haas was last, and they had Mazepin and Schumacher who were crashing and stuff. I love Schumacher. Mazepin I don't love as much, but it was kind of exciting at some points. I just feel like Alfa Romeo, there was a bit where Giovinazzi just was Jesus, and then he just got crucified. What a great pun.
Hey, you cheeky tit. This is great banter.
3 out of 10. Not good. Move on to the drivers, and the drivers went better. It was better than 3. I got more than 3, but I still didn't do amazingly. Mainly due to my overconfidence in Aston Martin's ability. Damn you, Otmar Safnauer, Hamilton would be world champion. Were my words. Literally came down to one lap. You could have given both the drivers the championship, and I don't think anyone would be complaining. I am happy I got that wrong, though. I have to say, I'm a big fan of Max, and so no denying that the fact I got that wrong. I'm not mad, but I did. Hamilton and Verstappen. I had the other way around. I had Hamilton first, Verstappen second. Third place is a position I correctly predicted. That is right. Valtteri Bottas, bringing it home for McMotions. I paid him to do that. He would have very easily won the title, I'm sure. But I said, hey man, here's £12 and a Freddo. Bring it home in third for me. And he delivered. He delivered more than I could have imagined on that. For Mercedes, though, he was just irrelevant and useless. I don't think they're going to miss him that much, unless Russell is rubbish, which I don't think it is going to happen. I think more likely they'll miss him because Russell and Hamilton are too good and they'll crash into each other. Flashbacks. Fourth, this is another driver who I just thought would be really, really good, and they just weren't at all. Daniel Ricciardo. Oh, it's painful to say it. It's worse when you say it out loud. Daniel Ricciardo had a really bad season. He finished 8th. I said he'd finish 4th. I was 4 off. Not good at all. He wasn't very good, was he? He got better, I'll give him that, but he was really poor race pace. Not as bad quali pace. Still slow. But McLaren are probably looking at another season behind Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, unless Ricciardo pulls it all together. And I don't know if he will. I don't think he's going to get used to the new car really, really quickly. Although maybe that's going to be a good thing because no one else can get used to it. So he's on the same playing field. McLaren put out a good car. McLaren will do really well. But this isn't a preview of next year. This is reflecting. And reflectively, who's rubbish? Not 100% sure if reflectively is a word. Nevertheless. 5th place, I said Perez. He came 4th. In 5th place was Carlos Sainz, who I said would come 9th. That's 4 places off. Same as Ricardo, just this time Sainz did much better than I expected, which is unfortunate for me, because that means that I am a failure. Good for Sainz. He smashed it. He did better than Leclerc, and he beat Norris. I don't think that matters to him. I just feel like, I should say that Netflix will like me. Hey, for the ones who get that, you get that. But anyway, 6th and 7th, Norris, Leclerc. I got them bang on. Fairly good season. They would have wanted more. Yes. Will they be happy? Yes. Fair play. Vettel, I said 8th. Let's get this one over as quick as possible. He came 12th. That's bad. Moving on. Obviously 9th, I said Sainz. He came 5th. 10th, I said Stroll, who came 13th. If he had come 10th, that probably would have been a decent season. Would have been very good. He would have beaten Vettel. Came 13th. He did what he could, I guess, but people will still say it's only there because of his dad. Some people say he deserves to be there. I don't really know. I think if his dad wasn't Lawrence Stroll, he wouldn't be there, but it's just a whole big discussion. He probably does deserve to have a seat. He's not bad. I don't know. 11th place, I said. Ocon, bang on. Tick. That was a tick. I did a tick. Boom. 12th, I said Gasly, straight back down to earth, because he came 9th. And I said 11th. I didn't. I said 12th. That's even worse. Yikes. That's yikes. That's a big yikes. So I was 3 off. So that's upsetting. 12th. Bad. 13th. Good. Nope, not at all. Not at all. 3 off again. I said Alonso would come 13th. And I failed because he came 10th. Sonoda, looking good. Here we go. 14th. Sonoda, bang on. Tick. So again, I did another. If you didn't hit that, it was like... It's not 2, it's 1. I just did it again so you'd hear. Anyway. 15th, I said Russell. Guess who came 15th? Russell. I am a genius. There's no disputing it. 16th, I said Giovinazzi. He didn't come 16th. Raikkonen came 16th. That's sad. Moving on, because I might cry. 17th, I said Raikkonen. He came 16th, as I just said. So, no more happiness, because you think it's looking up, 18th, Latifi. Oh, here we go. Nope, he came 17th. So Gio, Raikkonen and Latifi were just all mixed the wrong way round. Particularly Giovinazzi, because I said he'd come 16th and he came 18th because he had a weird season. He was rubbish, then he was the Italian Jesus, and then he wasn't good again, and then he's gone. He's leaving. It's almost like as if we never really got to know him. But also, I don't think anyone's that bothered. I am bothered that it's Guan Yu Zhu replacing him, but that's a whole other story. The next 2 are probably what everyone said. That's Schumacher and Mazepin. They were both bang on correct. So, yeah, that's another 2 ticks. I did 2 more ticks. So overall on the Drivers' Championship, we got Bottas correct, Norris correct, Leclerc correct, Ocon correct, Tsunoda correct, Russell correct, Schumacher a correct, Mazepin a correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 20. That's not very good, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. 8 out of 20 there. Considering in the drivers we only got 3 out of 10, we didn't do too bad. If you calculate that as an out of 30, we got 11. If you got 11 out of 30 on a test, you wouldn't be dropping out of school. But you're not going to be working for NASA, are you? So it's an interesting one. we did okay. I'm happy with how we did. Improvements will be made, which is a video that will undoubtedly come to you fairly soon, probably in about a month's time. Which is, if it's a month's time, that'll probably be my next video, knowing my schedule. We don't talk about that though. I'm back, obviously. Actually back, not like last time. I am probably, well, I'm like 90% sure I'm back. What does it matter to you? Thank you. These were my predictions. Have a good day.